Let's see if this is working. Testing. Nice. Okay. Cool. I have a Lego stream. Let's see if anybody shows up. Maybe I'll share this. That'd be fun. That'd be cute. How actually do I share this? There we go. Okay. Hello, Cheesy and Polsky and Tyler. Nice to see you. Nice for you guys to drop by. I think, let's see. I'm gonna make my OBS a little bigger so I can actually read the chat. You know, let's be smarter about this. Let me pop out my chat so that I can read it easier in its own little window. Bada bing. Okay, great. I'm not actually sure what to build today. So, like, I want to do some Pokemon stuff. People have requested Lucario a lot in the past. Hello, Rosanna. People have requested Lucario a lot, so that's on the list. I don't know if people have really requested Gyarados, but it's one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 1. So I would kind of like to do it. A lot of times the way I find inspiration for Pokemon to build is I just pull up a big sprite sheet. And like, let me see if I can add this to the stream in any nice way. Greninja. I've done Greninja. I know some people didn't like the way I built Greninja. Oh, I actually have it with me. Maybe I put it away. I know some people did not like the way I built Greninja, and maybe someday I will revisit it as a result, but I don't really plan to build Greninja again anytime soon. Alolan Sandshrew, that's an interesting request, maybe. Tyranitar, that's a good point. I love Tyranitar. That's my favorite Pokemon. And the reason I haven't done Tyranitar yet is because getting sand green pieces is pretty tough. There's a couple that have been available really widely. Like 1x2 plates, I have like a million of them. I don't know where. Got some Legos strewn about my floor, and I've got some in this cabinet next to me. I have a lot of 1x2 plates. Garchomp. Garchomp's on the list of Gen 4 Pokemon I want to do. So let's take a look. Larvitar. Maybe if I did Tyranitar and Pupitar, I would do Larvitar as well. I think they're not super exciting. So, shiny variant of a past build. I've thought about doing that too. That'd be fun. I would get to like redo Pokemon. It would give me an opportunity to change some of the details on a few of the Pokemon I've built. Because a lot of them I feel like they could be improved. And sometimes it's fun to just do the same build in a different color. It's pretty easy for me to do that. I could do it if people really want to. But I don't get requests for it often. Thanks, Gecko. A little plus or minus. Maybe. I don't. They wouldn't be that good on the scale I like to build them on. They would be so small. They'd be teeny tiny. So that's that's the main reason I haven't done Pikachu and stuff. I have done Infernape. It's right here. It's on my channel somewhere. It's in the big playlist of Lego Pokemon. They'd be teeny tiny, so I'd have to do plus or minus in like a different scale. That's one of the main reasons I haven't done like Pikachu, is because I don't know how to do that well. Okay, let's edit this. See if there's some way that I can like not look at this whole thing at once. But this is like my favorite way. All right, this isn't gonna work. Let's remove that. I know what I can do though. I know what I can do. Palkia, Dialga. I do need to get around to those sometime. The beasts from Harry Potter, like the dragon Harry fights in the 4th movie. Maybe. I haven't gotten a Harry Potter request. Maybe like one. I might have gotten one. I don't know if that existed as a set or not. And I might do Harry Potter sometime if it kind of like... So, Niantic, which is the company that made Pokemon Go, is apparently at some point going to make like a Harry Potter Go, basically. And it's not the same one. It's not the same game as like whatever Harry Potter phone game is out right now. I don't know what it's called. Um, Apparently Niantic's gonna do that, but maybe if that becomes big and popular, I might do some Harry Potter builds. Let's see if I can. Is there a way for me to even resize this? Okay. So let's... Is this just not going to work at all? Alright, I guess I can't show you my thought process of how I like usually pick out Pokemon to do, but I basically look at a big sprite sheet of all the Pokemon and just choose whatever is cool. And that's how I roll. So I guess one thing I will do is I will take a look at um, parts for Tyranitar. So let me see if I can get Bricklink open here. And let's see if I can like do this. Okay. Nice, nice. We can even do this. We don't need to get that extra junk in there. Okay, so we can take a look at a Bricklink. Take a look. Star Wars builds? Maybe. A Wampa. That'd be interesting. Mega Pokemon. I get requests for those a good bit. I'll probably do the Mega Venusaur, Blastoise, Charmander, or Charizard sometime. And I might do Mewtwo. I've gotten some requests for Mega Mewtwo. And like the ones I've already built as regular form, I might do their Megas. Yeah, Rayquaza maybe. Okay. So let's take a look at what parts we have. I want to search by color. Can I still do that? Definitely used to be possible to search by color. Let's go to color guide, and I think this is what I'm looking for. Parts. Okay. Slunk 413 of these parts. So if I want to make Tyranitar, I have to be faithful to the fact that Tyranitar is like sand green, basically. So I know I have a Tyranitar picture lying around somewhere, which is why I can do this. Am I not? Okay. So I usually get like a few references for Pokemon I want to build. But here we've got a Tyranitar. Be next to me. So that's what I'm gonna try and be picking up pieces for. So notice we have like the blue belly, which is not that hard to do, like a navy blue. Even like a gray could work for that. We've got some black spots, which if you kind of look closely at it, they're more of like, it's more like the green armor doesn't cover over them. So if I could add some depth to that, that would be like really nice. And then the most of it is like sand green. So let's see what I can do about this. Eventually I should build Bulborb from Pikmin. That'd be pretty fun. Pikmin, if I don't know if you're aware, but Pikmin's one of my favorite games. So that'd be pretty cool. Killer Croc from Batman, or Scorpion from Spider-Man. Maybe. I don't know much about like superheroes, but maybe I could do something like that in the future. I know Marvel is like, and DC too, but especially Marvel is like enormously popular. So okay, so let's see what pieces we can work with in gray. Um, how much does this cost in gray? Wait, hello? Okay. This maybe is useful. Maybe for like hands. So, okay. How much sand green cost? Let's try and find. I only want Sully's in the USA, just to deal with shipping. Alright, there's some guy who has a lot of them cheap. So these are pretty cheap. Apparently they're common. There must have been some set recently. So that's just, okay, so that's pretty good. That's a piece I could use. This bracket might be really useful. So let's see. Okay. Let's paint the sand green. And let's see what we have to work with. I think that piece should show up. Problem is LEGO Digital Designer sorting makes not like a ton of sense. So I don't know what category a lot of these pieces are in. Here maybe? No. See, like I would think it would be like here or here. Not quite. So I don't really know. I guess I could try by black and just like find it and then select it later. Like just pretend it were green in LEGO Digital Designer. That's not it. I think I would have seen it by now. It's not really a minifigure piece. Maybe like a skeleton piece? No. Maybe this kind of piece? Almost. Okay. LDD really not being so helpful for me right now. Well, disappointed. Well, it's not going to be armor. Okay. Don't know what to call this piece. Bar. Maybe it's... where does LEGO Digital Designer put it? It puts those here. And I don't see it. Unless it's like really buried below. Because usually it goes smaller to bigger. That's annoying. If you play Splatoon? No, I don't play Splatoon. I'm unfamiliar with the characters. But again, if any request is popular enough, I'll consider it. Okay, that's annoying. So I'll have to keep in mind that I have access to this piece. This large barb, it maybe is useful, probably not so useful. The barbs that I would want for Tyranitar are going to be on the smaller side. This looks like it's... well, there aren't a ton of them, but there's definitely people in the USA selling them really cheap. So that's a piece I could have access to. This is big, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 3 studs long. I wouldn't... you know, maybe for the tail. Maybe for the tail. So it'd probably be in animal pieces. If LEGO Digital Designer has it. Where else does it have claw type pieces? I know I just went through all these categories, but... off to a good start. Okay. Well, okay. Mario Kart designs? Maybe. I keep thinking about it. I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so I could like do something from that. This bracket. How common is this bracket? Not so common. Be a decent piece, but I probably don't want to use that for Tyranitar. Although it could definitely be useful to have one in there. And it's a little expensive. It must be kind of rare. What sets was this in? Just one? And it was... oh, okay. And the nearest one. Okay. 1x1 bricks. Can count on those. Headlights and modified bricks. I gotta check this out. Especially that modified brick might be really useful for me. All these like 4 pieces are my bread and butter on a lot of things. So these are apparently easy to find in sand green. There's like a ton of people selling them. Perfect. These, where were these used? This must be new. I don't even think this. Oh, it's in the new architecture Statue of Liberty. That's good because that might really help me out. It might help me build the legs in like a nice way, you know? Because this is like halfway to a Travis brick. So, okay. I'll assume even though it's in a new set, it's an architecture set, I'll assume I can easily obtain them. So, these, probably common, 13 sets, and they're all recent. Well, half of them are recent, 2017. Even though some of them are the bigger ones. What is this? Ninjago City Down. Wait, this is enormous. I didn't even know this set existed. 25 there. Okay, if there's something in a set like this, then I can easily get my hands on it. So I'm sure they're common. Oh yeah, look at 1,000 people selling. Perfect. And then headlights. We're in one set. It's the Yoda. I'm not gonna count on getting these in sand green. Some people sell. They start at like $2. So okay, so I'm not gonna count on headlight. But the fact that I have this piece, that's like the next best thing. Sometimes better, honestly. Labo toy constructions. Out of Lego though? Or do you mean just like get a Labo and like build them? Yeah, I haven't done any of the evolution builds. That's another one I've been meaning to do. Maybe I should do that on stream, but I want to keep working on Tyranitar because we've already started, and this is like a build I've wanted to do for a long time. It's one that I revisit every so often to see if pieces are available. So you know, cone. I'm like quite sure I can get a lot of these cones. 6 sets. Statue of Liberty has a bunch though. Other than that, it was like all Harry Potter. So let's see how common this is. I'm gonna assume I can get this easily. That's still a lot of sellers. And I also wonder, because they do like the cone with top groove and without top groove. And Bricklink sometimes lists them differently. Like, this one's older, so probably harder to get. Not gonna worry about it. But that cone might be important, maybe, for like the back. If like a Fang piece is available in sand green, that's really good for me. That's like a piece for sure I would need a lot of. One piece I could use, like that I've thought about using in the past, was like hands, which would be an extremely expensive way of building Tyranitar. Because sand green hands, they're not common. As far as, like, unless they became common. They're in, like, Yodas, which hard to get your hands on. And then, like, yeah, it's, like, just Yodas, pretty much. But I guess other things. Squidward. The problem is minifigures are usually pretty valuable. Like, they hold their value really well. So it's hard for me to get these. I'd have to, like, buy minifigures. Like, you'll notice, like, the cheapest I can get one of these hands is at, like, 15 cents. So I have to get a lot of them. Although this guy has, like, a ton. Oh, my God. Maybe I could revisit that hand idea. I have to keep that in the back of my mind. There are things I could do with it. Although, they would, like, also probably be using some illegal connections. So, like, maybe I don't want to do that. Because now I've kind of tried to switch towards, like, legal connections in my builds. And, because it's, like, more stable and I don't know, I think purists kind of appreciate that. It's pretty rare that I use like an illegal connection in some of my builds. Mostly, I mean, the reason illegal connections are illegal is because either they're like very unstable or put unnecessary stress on the bricks. Hold on just a moment, I'm going to be right back. Alright. There's one more thing I want to check. It's what kind of green pieces I have, like, or sand green pieces I have a lot of. Looks like 2x2, or 1x2 plates. I thought there was another one too. I thought I had a lot of those 1x2 like claw plates. Okay. And then it's the fact that I could maybe use hands feasibly. That's interesting. None of these pieces look that useful. I don't really want to mess around with a lot of them. That'd be like funny to use the Statue of Liberty tiara for like spikes on Tyranitar's head. That'd be like a fun idea. I kind of want to try that. This is probably a sort of expensive piece, but I'd only need like one. So that'd be a fun idea. I want it. That probably is in here. Really? It's not even on. Not even in any of this. Maybe I need to update my LEGO Digital Designer. Okay, that's a funny idea to use. I don't know how I feel about it. Gets the spikes done. Like there's some existing heads that kind of have the shape I want, but not really. The crown like gets close. Why did one exist in sand green? Oh, you know what? I think I have an idea. Never mind. It's not what I was expecting. Okay. I just want you. What's up, dude? How's it going? Plates. 1x1 plates. That's probably going to be important. Corner plates. How accessible are these corner plates? 6 sets. They're all old. So I'm going to guess I can't get my hands on these. Maybe I can. It's not... That's not so bleak. It may cost a pretty penny, but maybe I can get some, because I might need some. I'm thinking of like how I can make the connection between the legs and the torso. Alright, these I don't think existed a while ago. Yeah, this is a brand new piece. And this is a game changer. Because this maybe lets me do the arms how I want to. People probably aren't selling a lot of these, but some people are. This guy's got a few. I would only need like 2, maybe 4. What's up, Mr. Nick? How's it going? So that's good to know. It's also good to know that, like, if I really needed to, like, I could go to the Lego store, I could buy this set, and I could pull the pieces off for it. Of course, then it would be kind of awkward because I'd have the rest of this set. Well, I could part it out. These are useful pieces. The fact that this set exists, that's good to know. Actually, what pieces are in here? What's up, Miley? For these, is that white teeth pattern useful anywhere? Is it Tyranitar's back sprite or something? Okay. Could put this somewhere. This is my other reference image. That's what we're rolling with. Do you need to pay for certain pieces? Yes, because I don't have most of these in my collection. So I go and I get them from other sources. Alright, so that's what the back of Tyranitar is going to look like. Move this one here. I don't know. Oh, Jesus. I kind of like having it next to me, actually. Brings me comfort. So, okay, so we got big spikes there. We got this tail that maybe I use that one barb for. Um, okay. It's good to be able to visualize this. Make it a little bigger. Okay. So do any of these pieces... Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a piece that exists? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I might need to go get this set, like, today. And just get the pieces. That's pretty neat. Sand green tiles. Interesting. Dude, I actually might just, like, part out this set and try and, like, build a lot of this Tyranitar from those pieces. Does this textured piece help me anywhere? Not quite. And does this one? Almost. Like, if this were black, I could probably use it for something. It would be pretty cool, probably. But it's white on here instead. White teeth. Okay. What else? Jumper plates. Apparently I can use jumper plates. That's good. Oh, right. This isn't... Keep trying to hit the back button, but it's just different tabs. These are pretty new, so I'm going to say that... that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm going to say that I can get access to these things. The first couple sellers were all European, which threw me off, but there's so many sellers. I'm sure there's someone in the USA that's got a couple. And these might be useful because I can stick cones on them or something. These, I'm pretty sure I have a bunch of these, so I'm not going to worry about that. I like know those exist. And then cheese slopes. They for sure exist because I've like built stuff out of them. I think I have some. I don't know where, but wherever I like did my Lego trees, like I have some. So these for sure exist. So that's probably enough pieces to get me started. So big question, Lego Digital Designer does not have like the bricks that I want to have here. So I might have to like improvise and just use black ones. Like some of the pieces, like it still has the Travis brick obviously. The one new brick that has the studs on two sides is like not in Lego Digital Designer. So I don't know. I might just have to like improvise and just use like green as a proxy for now. And then this is supposed to represent like not a Travis brick. I actually think it might be better if I used some of these for the leg. Maybe I would put something over it though, because it's got like some bulk to it. But then, like the main idea that pops into my mind is to somehow connect. Well, because the Tyranitar's bulk, maybe I would go for something more like. Jesus, does none of these have the one knob? Okay. Maybe I would go for something like this, and it would actually connect it underneath with like a 1x4 plate. Just roll with it. Really messed up the turning on that. And then I could, the thing that pops to mind is like putting a grill piece over this. And like maybe in black or something. Or actually even, can I get sand green grill pieces? I think they're called grills, so. EFG? No? Maybe that's not what they're called. What would these things be called? Like, okay. tile. Okay, that's how it's called. So it's a tile. So RST. That's interesting. That's pretty. All right, so let's see if I could easily get these in sand green in 4 different sets. And one of them is Statue of Liberty and has a lot of them. So I'm going to assume I can get this in sand green. Because someone's probably parted this thing out. Seascape Grape. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I could... Okay, I could get these in sand green if I wanted. So one thing I could do is I could make the inside of this black and put like sand green there. And then if I do this, I could actually... Like, I could just go for a Travis Brick approach. And, yeah, use a black Travis Brick on the inside. And then cover the other sides with, like, tiles or plates. And so I get, like, the bulky look of the legs. But then I get, like, that... I get these black markings on the side of the legs there that way. And so this I just need to figure something out. Because the one issue with this is that... Like, these pieces... I don't think they properly fit in there. That might be an illegal connection. I can't remember for sure. So I could maybe just do 2 of these and it works. But that might be like... There's one of these types of connections that's like not actually a proper connection. Might have had to do with headlights though. I don't know. I could also like leave this empty and cover it up. Would these be possible to get in navy or sand blue even? So I would want to get like it would be really hard to do like the diamond shaped kind of wedge there for Tyranitar. I would probably have to do it just like over other pieces rather than under, which would look nicer. But it's like not infeasible, maybe. I'm trying to think of what's like a good way to even do that. It would be like it would take a lot of layering. Like I could probably try and use like a navy blue tile and like have it rotated and then have some, you know, something on top like covering it in you know, in like sand green, some kind of wedges and right, like do something like this, you know. And there was that piece I noticed. Okay, this piece, which apparently exists. Like this could maybe be useful for that, because then I could do that in 4x4 worth of space, which maybe isn't too wide for Tyranitar. I'm trying to think how wide I want it to be. Like Tyranitar is pretty big, but this is about as wide as I think it would be appropriate to make it. Just looking at some of my other Pokemon, like when you look at like Empoleon, it's not that. Thanks, I appreciate that, Cave. If you look at like Empoleon, for example, like it's not that wide. Probably one of the widest ones I've done that isn't a legendary would be like Torterra. And I don't know how Torterra compares to Tyranitar in terms of width, you know, in the lore, but this is like 5 wide. So not huge. Getting a little dusty. So like 5 wide I think is how far do I want to go? Hello, Igor. So that's something to keep in mind. Good question would be, how do I get this How do I get sand green in front here? Just put those aside. Not worry about this. I could also consider making a 5-wide Tyranitar. That's like a little awkward, but not horribly so. And it gives me a lot more room to work on some of these things, especially like if you look at the top of the torso, 3-wide wouldn't be that bad because I can kind of do like one stud for each of the markings and then just one in the center to be gray or green. So kind of slimming it down from 5-wide to 3-wide, not a bad idea actually. Let me make sure I can get my hands on sand green 1x3 plates. This is, I think, the plate page. Okay. Yeah, it's safe to say I can. Okay. So if I were to do that, to do something like maybe this for the legs, then I've got 3 studs here to work with for Tyranitar. Does that look too wide or too bulky? While I'm doing this, maybe I want to finish up the feet. I could connect this like this, maybe. And then like a fang claw tooth piece. I don't know where LEGO Digital Designer puts those things. Might not even be available in sand green here, although I think it exists. So it's another one to double check, but I could just do it in white. Dog? No. Skeleton? No. I, for a fact, know I've been like looking for this piece in LEGO Digital Designer, unable to find it. Oh, it's in the flower section. So, okay. I think the window is in the way. Oh, yeah. I forgot you can't see most of this right now. Because I still have Bricklink open, because I'm not just looking at pieces anymore. This bottom piece makes this look ugly, and these feet are not the best. So I think I'm going to go back to 4 wide. These feet look really stupid, so can't roll with that. It's too thin to just use 6 studs for that. And then having this piece in white is like not that good looking. But I think it exists in sand green, so let me double check that. Yeah, it does. Okay. And it's not the most common. Never mind, I can get a lot of it. It's common enough. It was in 2 recent sets, and one of them was some fairy set that had literally 20 in it. So okay, so I think 4 wide is gonna be the way to go, and we'll pretend this is sand green. This still looks a little. I don't like quite how that looks. Maybe like a singleton piece would be better. That doesn't cover that though. Well, the one thing that like LEGO Digital Designer doesn't let me do that real building lets me do is I can kind of slide these up a little bit, so they're not actually as low, which is nice. So this would be like balanced up a little higher. Like, let's see if there is a way for me to... Like, it'd be more like this. Yeah, it'd be more like this. In which case, maybe this I would want to opt for a 1x1 plate. I don't know. And maybe this cheese slope. How does that look? And how does that look if I put it down a little lower? It looks better this way. Okay. So yeah, so maybe like this is how I would build the legs. What's up, Harrison? That's a long time. I appreciate it. Is there a way for me to rotate this? Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, yeah, so maybe something like this for the legs. And so how do we solve the rest of the body? Let's say we do go with these as the connection. I think I get access to some kind of bracket piece that makes my life easier. Let me take a peek, but I think I do. I guess it doesn't have to be... Okay. It doesn't have to be in this color, though. Let's just look for it in black first and then paint over it later. Don't know what category it would belong in LEGO Digital Designer, but maybe this one? Yeah, good guess. Okay, so something like this. I'd actually probably want this to be a little higher. Let's see if this exists in navy blue. I'm going to pretend I can get it in navy blue. So we might need like a second one of these in the back here as a placeholder. But we'll see. Alright, so how do I deal with... I'm trying to think of like what are ways I could maybe get a diamond shape out for this. And if I can't think of any, then we'll just leave it as a square like this. We'll kind of roll with it, and it'll sort of be this like receded layer. The legs right now look a little fat, like the lower body. It's not strictly necessary for me to have this connecting this anymore, so I might change that. And for the tail, let's see, where kind of does the tail extend from? Really from right, like here. So like another one of these would be pretty good. So this one, it would be cool if it could be possible in sand green, but I think it's not possible. So there's some barb piece that looked pretty good for what I'd like to do. And I have like no idea what it's called in these two. I guess, let's check dog. This would be like the place it's most likely to be, animal pieces. What kind of tail is this? That'd be fun. Not gonna happen though. Oh, I do need to check if these little horn thing pieces are available in sand green. Okay, my other idea, and I know this would I know the pieces for this exist because of Harry Potter sets. So sand green of this and like basically go for like cone and cone, which looks a little dumb. It's actually pretty accurate to how Tyranitar's tail looks, but because it can't move, it looks a little dumb. Yeah, thanks, Harrison. It is hard. This is like every year or so they add a few more sand green pieces. So it's like maybe feasible for me to finally build this. Consider a 2x2 circle flat plate for a stomach. Okay. So like this. Is it available in Navy? It wouldn't be that bad, but then I'd want it on like a sand green background. And so I'd have to come up with some kind of snotty way to do it. And there it does exist because the 1x1 bricks. So it's like feasible. It's a consideration. I'll see how common this piece is, because some navy blue pieces are actually pretty rare. God, drive me nuts that it doesn't have that piece there updated. I gotta like check if there's a way to like check for updates or something. Because I'm sure this hasn't been updated in a while. It's annoying. Okay. Well, okay. We're gonna roll with it. So as replacement, does this a two knobs one? Oh my god. This one line. As stupid as this looks. Like I would probably be using like these pieces on top or something. And then probably doing another like layer like this in front so it's kind of more staggered. Probably something like that, yeah. And I actually don't know how to do that black bit there, so maybe I would actually just use black pieces for this and then use another grill. Right, maybe. So I don't know, although it feels like it should be a little higher up. A lot of this feels like it should be a little higher up. The tail... So I think starting the tail with this piece is not so bad. Maybe I'd want to make a little bit of like curvature here, right, to lead up to this. Like, I don't know what kind of plates, how big plates I get access to, but let's pretend I can use 2x2 plates in sand green. And if you can have 1x3 plates, you can have 2x3 plates, more or less. Like, so maybe something like this gives a little better curvature, a little fuller body. I don't like that there's this empty space here. So maybe using another one of these is not the best idea. So maybe we'll go back to filling this with a 1x2 plate, and maybe we'll switch these to like 1x2 pieces, or studs on two side pieces. Just bear with me that it's green for now, you know, we're kind of pretending a little bit. And that lets me put the tail at about this height, which is a little taller than the legs. Slightly inappropriate, I think. I would want it to be, so I would want more, like probably one more layer this way, and then to have this hang lower, and this is like a good height for the tail. And maybe I use that one barb piece, but I could also you know, we could try and create kind of the shape of its tail, and so an easy way to approximate that would be like this, right? I think that's like a pretty decent like approximate Tyranitar tail. And maybe that's not so, like, maybe that doesn't look quite proportional, so maybe we add like 2 studs or something, 2 like round plates. let's center that. And so that looks like pretty good. Maybe we remove one. I don't know. We can, you know, a lot of this is trial and error until the proportions kind of look pretty good. So that's like, yeah, that seems like pretty good. Yeah, it's a good enough tail for now. Can kind of deal with it later. I also wonder if these were like sand green, how would this look? And we're already pretending that something is sand green. How would this look if it were black in terms of like the grill that we want to create? I'm not sure. By the way, do you guys want me to put any like music on? Or has it just been me talking? I've tried to fill the air, but I can, you know, try and put on some tunes, spice it up just a little bit. I also need to figure out how to create arms. And arms, like we have that claw plate now. It's not in Digital Designer, but it's like newish. So I have access to that claw plate. Let's see if Digital Designer has these in green, which by the way I think are really rare. So it sometimes upsets me which pieces are in Lego Digital Designer and which ones aren't. But yeah, let's see. How could I do arms here? I think now that we have this like half Travis brick sort of, it's like studs on two adjacent sides. I think it's just like a matter of time until we have studs on three sides. And that's gonna be pretty sweet. That, like, for me, that would be like a more useful piece even than the Travis brick. So that'd be really nice. That would have made the legs easier. That would make like this potentially easy. That would make like half the builds I've done easier. Half the Pokemon builds I've done, I should say. Okay. Backside. There is a bit of navy visible on the backside of Tyranitar. I'm not really gonna worry about that. I could like, that wouldn't look good, and that piece actually is pretty rare in navy blue, I think. So I don't know. Question number one: how did you come up with the name Captain Hobby? It's an old name because I used to make videos on my friend's channel. I used to make Pikmin themed videos on my friend's channel, and it was called Capped Pick Pick. It was named Capped after the Captain Olimar from the Pikmin games, and I made videos under the alias Mr. X. So when I had my own channel, I was like, oh, we'll be like a captain too. So I was Captain X. And then when I made this hobby themed channel, I just picked Captain Hobby. So that's how I got the name. Blue stomach to 2x2 on a 45-degree angle. That would work, but there's kind of one problem with it, where like I thought, how did am I on the wrong thing or something? Aren't I supposed to be able to move over the view with shift? Am I mistaken here? Nah, that's weird. Why can I also not operate this as though it's on a hinge? Okay, well let's put it on a piece like this. And if we move this around, the problem is that we want 45 degrees. So like this is more than 2 studs in width. This is two studs in width, so that's like almost 3. And the problem is then that might bump into these. Like if I just took this and moved it here, it might not because there's a 1 stud buffer. Right, I put this on a 1 by 1. So like if I did this, or like see how much this goes over. So I'd have to like deal with that. And it wouldn't look horrible, right? Like if that in the background were actually just like sand green and this were like navy, it would look horrible. Although there would be a bunch of this like awkward spacing. Yeah, 1 by 1. How would that look? Well, let's experiment around, shall we? So let's move that aside. What's something that I can hang a 1 by 1 off of? Like I want to see how the navy actually looks in the sand green. This is one of those times where Lego Digital Designer is not being my friend. I know there's like another type of bracket piece that probably isn't in here. Especially not in like sand green. I'd have to like do something else for these. Like this leg thing is being a pain for me right now, really annoying. I don't know. I'm gonna leave this as is for now, but I might revisit your idea. I want to try and make a solution for the arms right now. So the back probably won't be too bad because the back is gonna be like I could just stick like fangs and like cones off it. And let me see that one. I don't remember what it's called on Bricklink. I think it's like a barb or a spike or like something. I don't remember exactly how Bricklink calls it, but I need to see if I could get that in sand green. Yeah, that looks like it's never been available in sand green. I guess I would have to stick it to something anyway, so cones are a better call. And if I could get some slope to it, that'd be pretty nice. But even if I couldn't, it would be livable. Oh, and I want to see if one of my favorite pieces is also available. Modified tile with a claw. I might have some of these. I am under the impression that I bought some. And maybe that they were even in a pick-a-brick wall. Alright, they've totally been in a bunch of like Ninjago and Minecraft sets. Oh, that wasn't Ninjago. No, that was Ninjago. Yeah, so they've been in like Ninjago and Minecraft and Jurassic World Dimensions. She slopes my roof for some smaller spikes on the back. That too. Yeah, that too. I think what I might use are, well, kind of these. These in themselves wouldn't be that bad if I need to like have a plate to it too. But like they exist now in just like this. So I don't know. I could again paint them green, and we live with the illusion that they are what we want. So how do we keep doing this? Maybe we add more of these. Where do the arms come in? This is one of the other tougher things is like Tyranitar looks just like a little too skinny this way. This was an issue I ran into with Dragonite, which is, let's see what we've got. With Dragonite, which I think is a file that I lost when I, like, switched hard drives, which sucks. Maybe it's on some flash drive. I'll take a look. But it was when I was building Dragonite, that was like a pretty tough thing I did. Oh, I have my physical Dragonite. So I could see how I handled that. Like I kind of just made it like, this is how I did the legs on Dragonite. I used these little slope pieces. And Dragonite, like, if you actually look at Dragonite's body, and I'm gonna double check now to make sure I'm not losing my mind. Dragonite looks like pretty similar in proportion to Tyranitar, where it's got these like big fat legs. It's got these big fat legs, and then like slender up top, which is kind of the same thing as Tyranitar. Tyranitar is a little more like squash shaped. Original Charizard. That's not a bad idea. I think Charizard, I think, is thinner. Charizard's a lot thinner than like Tyranitar, but it's not a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea at all. Okay, this is the closest that LEGO Digital Designer has to a sand green body. Okay. But let's move these two pieces aside. But I'm sure I could find better online. Is that? Okay. Oh my gosh, I picked the hand. I need to actually double check which slopes I'm toying with here. All right, this hand's a little whoop-de-loop. Oh my goodness. Maybe we can make it go backwards all the way. Whatever, you get the idea. So how would that look? This would have to be lower. Yeah, the arms come up by the black stripes. The blue should probably be moved up a little bit, but really just the arms shouldn't be up this high. And this black should be a little lower, or a little higher, I mean. Right, what was the proxy color we were using here? Lime green. We're using lime green to pretend. The arms should be like coming out there. Well, there is that piece. The thing is that really I could just be using, this is where it's starting to get like silly to do it in the LEGO Digital Designer. Is the Firefox window visible? Hello? Wait to refresh it. Okay, that's okay. I can't show you the piece, but it's like a 1x1 with studs on 2 adjacent sides. So it actually worked pretty well there, because I would have, like, imagine if I just had like a Travis brick, right? Except it didn't have a stud right here or on this side. So it just had a stud in the back, so I could hold this piece in place how I wanted to. A stud here, so I could just like make the arms. And that would be like not so bad. The arms, how did I actually do Dragonite's arms? So I went with some of these pieces. I don't know if you can see that. I went with some of those pieces. I'll double check what kind of pieces I get access to. I don't know if they were called plates or hinges or what. I think it would be like plates that are modified to be hinges, I think. But, okay, I don't know. We'll worry about it. We won't worry about it. How dumb would this look? Pretty bad. I thought about maybe if there was like a way I could use these for the legs. I think the feet would look a little too silly. Maybe if I did something on the side, like, can I flip it the right way? Like this. Attach it to a hinge. Wouldn't be terrible looking. Maybe I should rethink the legs if the rest of this kind of doesn't work out. You know? Could consider it. Make the legs that way. I don't know. Alright, good night, Mr. Nick. Thank you, Mr. B. Appreciate that. So, okay, so if I did something like that, how could I do the arms? And then the obvious thing to me seems like... Sometimes I don't really think which way I'm flipping this. The obvious thing to me seems like do something like this and something like this. And then I probably can't move this around too much right now. Yeah, I can move it like a little bit, which is about as far as Tyranitar itself can move it. So that's like how I would do the arms probably, which I think is not bad. And if I feel like those aren't good looking enough, I could like do something like this and maybe tile it up, do something like this, right? Add the kind of more bulk to the arm. So I think that would look pretty good. So let's pretend there's 2 of those, and let's pretend we've like filled this in with the bricks we need. Let's clean up our workspace a bit. Keep this here. Can get more of these anytime. Can get more of these anytime. I'm not gonna worry about this anymore. I'm not gonna worry about this anymore. This. Okay, let's move that to the side. So that would be like a pretty good way of doing the arms, I think. And now we want to do the rest of the torso. So it's building up to the head. Yeah, I think the arms are good on this one. So maybe we just go like jumper plate and then kind of build a head. How much taller would we want Tyranitar to be? Like I was thinking, would this be too big to do like a head with? Like, because this kind of, Tyranitar's head, as you can see, kind of protrudes, you know, and it's well, it's kind of dinosaur shaped, right? So, so this kind of like, I think gives me a good start. And then, I don't know, like something for eyes. Even if it's just like a menacing black stud here or something. Or maybe pink stud for the mouth, I don't know. But like, and then like, this kind of slope here. Build around that for the head. This does look stupid now that I kind of look at it from more sides. So this is something... This is like one way I could do it. Another way is do the classic and pull out the Travis brick and, you know, start working. I could do this, and I could do these would probably be too big. Yeah, they'd be way too big. But still, I could use like plates or slopes. So I could do like this. Oop. So this is like a basic head idea. And I've done something like this in the past. And then maybe like another... Right, like, so this is like a head shape, kind of. It's not like exact, but it's like kind of Tyranitar's head. You know, it kind of gets there. And this really I would slide over just like a little bit. So maybe, so it would like fit better. But this is like, kind of gets there. 1x2 curved slope for the side of the head. You talking about... You're talking about... I might have some in person. Where do I have it? Well, are we talking about slopes like these? Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Like these. 1x2. The ones I used on like the YouTube play button. Yeah, this does look a little like Optimus Prime. The thing is, like, these are a little too long. Actually, one thing, I could use like these pieces, and again, these exist in sand green, take my word for it. Jeez, do I need to rotate them? These pieces, and that kind of gets me there. And like, it still looks a little... The curved slope idea you were talking about, I kind of like that better. And let me check that those exist in sand green. This is a piece I'm not sure about. I like think it exists, because I think I've seen it. Okay, slopes. How about curved slopes? Okay. It's been in 5 sets. And they're all very recent. Oh, including even the one that I was looking at earlier. Perfect, so I could do it. So let's... Is it non-Lego Digital Design? Are you serious? I need to look into this. Yeah, this is way too big. I need to look into this. I need to update my LDD. It's like crazy. I'm like 2 years of pieces behind. That would look pretty good, I think. I could physically try and put together a head like that. Let me think. Well, nice of you to stop by, Harrison. I appreciate that. So let me see. Some cheese slips in here. Travis Brick. Some of these. Any tiles. Red, maybe not. Okay. Okay, so some Lego pieces strewn about my floor right now. It's an LDD extended. Okay. Thanks. I'll have to switch my... Save me a lot of trouble. Thanks. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, we can look at how this looks then here. I think LDD extended, I think the danger of that is it has like just every piece in every color. And they might not exist in real life. I know what I'm doing for sure. That looks not that bad. Not that good. Well, let's check it on sand green. Oh, hey, does that one piece exist here? Yo, this piece exists! Oh my goodness. Alright, hold on, that's heroic. That's triumphant. Oh my god. Dude, thank you so much for telling me this is an LDD extended. This is a game changer. We can... Alright, can you ask me which piece to paint stuff towards? Okay, wow. Wow! Game changer. Okay. Something needs to be going on here. Maybe the white was not that bad. Maybe the white was not that bad. And let's copy pasta this arm over to the best of my mediocre ability. Okay. Wow, yeah, this is going places. This is going places now. Should pad the chest out a bit. Maybe even more of those slope pieces. How did I get here? Well, hello. Does this look too big? It kind of looks a little too big. Dude, yeah, LED is like a nice program, but it's sometimes not that friendly. Sometimes it just doesn't behave. Navy blue grills in the stomach. Maybe. Now that I have these proportions ironed out, this feels like it should be higher. Then we run into this problem. Did that work? Did that fix it? Wow. Bunny needs to be a little bulkier. When I look at this, this head doesn't quite feel right. Wait, how do these pieces look on the head? On like the... Does this look stupid? Can I... How's... It's a little too much like ears, which is not what I'm shooting for. Looks like a ride-on. This is... I'm gonna keep that in mind. Save this head for ride-on. Hold up. Alright. paint this whole thing. Is there a way to do this so I don't have to like select the color beforehand? I think medium stone gray is the color I'm looking for. That's a Rhydon head. Boom. Okay, Rhydon's 50% completed. Well, thanks for stopping by, Lillipup. The arms are too thick. You can get rid of the 1x2 plate on the arms. You replace the tile slope. 1x2 curve slope. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. So now I can do this. Yeah, you're right. That optimizes the arms quite a bit. Save that. Whoop, 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 whoop. See ya. Okay. Reduces the bulkiness of this look a bit. Can I? It's like the angle it wants to default to. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's not too thin looking, but I think it'll be fine. Everything's looking a little off right now because the head is kind of goofy. These are not going to work out, I think. Could always go with old classic of just more cheese slopes. And then angle them a little bit. Which is not like crazy good looking, but it kind of gets there. You know? There's definitely like a weight imbalance between the legs and the body right now. This is like too wide. Like these grills on the side are making it too wide. Which I don't like. And then at the bottom here, this is also like too much. Maybe there's some way I can work with that. 1x2 slopes with the grill pattern. Those, take a look, sure. Wait, where are they? Are they in here? Does it not actually even give them to me in LDD extended? I must... Where does it put them? I can't look at these in black, it's too dark. Are they like way down or something? On the shop sign? What's up, William? This thing? Oh, you're right. Bizarre. I don't really know why it's in that category. Move the trash brick. So let's say I kind of off-center it a bit, which should help, I think, with some of the ugliness issue. Oh, yeah, I was thinking of using these pieces for the side of the legs, too. And, like, the torso. Since a lot of this other stuff's getting fudged, maybe I can hold this in lower, and I can make these face, like, outwards. And I can put some of these, like, on here to give more bulk to the torso, that kind of thing. Can worry about that in a bit. And I could also use those for the side of the leg. I forgot that this piece existed. I did want to use it. And let me make sure it like really exists. I don't know what it's called on Bricklink. Probably a slope modified. But maybe slope modified isn't a section, so it might just be like slope. Okay, it exists. It exists in sand green. And I know it's like a pretty new piece, so I should be able to get it. Okay. This looks not that bad for the head. Swap out another one while we're at it. Kind of off-center it a bit. So if I do that, how does that look? What are these? Is this a piece I have access to? I thought I saw it when I was scrolling by. That's the best we can get for the head. You might be right. That's something I might still experiment with a bit, like off stream or something. But apparently this piece I just pulled up, apparently I can access it because it's in the Statue of Liberty. And there are 40 of them in the Statue of Liberty. So they're still a little expensive, but I'm sure they'll be around. I want to try these pieces for the head. I might have to try this one on the other side. This is like a mirrored equivalent. Wait, how does this connect to anything? So that's the stud piece. Oh, because that's a... So I'd have to... Okay, this is still looking like a worse idea right now. So if I did like this... That's not terribly different from like the curved slope, but I think it's better. Put blue plates on the belly. Maybe. Might rework the belly still. Probably will rework the belly still. This is not bad. It's really wide though. It's really wide. But the shape is good. So how does it look if I put on another one? And where's the other side to this? Was it in shop sign as well? Hello. Want to rotate this? Do I have to like select the one by one for it? I don't know why it's not working this time. It's odd. Spikes go outwards whereas they go inwards. Yeah, like yeah. It's okay. I don't really think it's that bad compared to some of these. I don't really think it's better than most of these. I think we shouldn't abandon using this head idea as well. But I don't know how to make it better. There's like some really specific pieces that kind of get me there. Oh, and there's one that I wanted to try. Maybe it's here now. I thought it would be like a funny idea. But it's like not that bad an idea. Oh my god. I'm looking for the Statue of Liberty spikes. Is this it? Mini hair with crown. That's what they're calling it. Like, is there some way that I could, like, get this onto here? No, I don't want to take a break from the head yet because we're, like, close to done with it. Like, okay, like what, how silly would this look? I'm gonna have to readjust that in a sec. So how silly would this look? That looks like pretty silly. But not terrible, I think. From this side, it's clearly like Statue of Liberty. From this side, like this is obviously a little bit of this is kind of weird. But I think it's not that bad. And I kind of like it. I think it's a creative piece usage. If only it weren't for like the kind of hair bun. Maybe there could be some other stuff tried with this. Like, one thing that pops to mind. Maybe is like, I don't know, just take a cylinder. Yeah, stick that in there. Stick that on somehow. Maybe like have this coming up. That's too much. This takes too much space to accomplish it. I wonder what's like the minimum number of studs I would have to hang off of a Travis brick to be able to stick this on. Probably 2. Okay, looks like 3. How about upside down? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is like, I think it's pretty good though, actually. So let's, this has to be, something has to be done about the chest still. Probably it's going to be like flipping these around to do something better, and the legs a little bit too. And we want to add some back spikes. Back spikes probably will be pretty easy. Like I'm probably, you know, I could try and do some mechanical nonsense with like cones and cool stuff. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna like, or with slopes and cool stuff. Realistically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this, and it's not that great, but it's not that bad. So that's like the main thing I have in mind. Now, like in a good world, we get to rework this back totally. So like right now, this is just like studs. Like this is a 2x4 plate, and this is a 2x3 plate. And that's just to give a buffer here. What I could try and do is I could just do like 2 studs buffer here maybe, and then have a slope going this way, some kind of hinge. And so these cones would actually be angled rather than straight horizontal out. They'd be up a bit, which would look a lot better. So maybe I could do something like, I've been told that I get access to these now. I need to like reset these things position. Okay, 1, 2, boom. Okay, position reset. I could take like 2 pieces like this, and now we're taking liberties with pieces that I don't think exist. But let's say we get like a sand green briefcase or something, or not a briefcase, but maybe like 2 of these, which I don't think exist. Not in sand green. We have to like place these down, something like this, and then put this away, and like somewhere here, we cheat and we extend this by 1. And then somewhere here, I just like place that. It goes back. And then these go downwards like this. That's that hinge is really ugly though. That really stands out. And I could like fill some of that backspace in. That stands out a little more than I want it to. It's hard to make like hinges. Well, it's hard to make slopes on like such a small scale, especially hinges. Like there's like the hinge brick, which is a brick tall. It's pretty big. There's like stuff you can do with plates, but you need like buffer space for it. Like this is one of the best pieces that exists for like hinges in small spaces, and it doesn't work in like the dimension that we'd want it to. So while this was a pretty cute idea, I think I'm gonna go back to this. Even though it's not like ultra aesthetic. Now Tyranitar feels almost like back heavy, but I think that's just because his head's kind of small. Like there should really be some spikes up here. And I wonder if there's something I can do about that. There is something I could do about that. Might require pieces that don't exist, but I could do like this, and then like stud. And that's the same height as like a head, I think. Head, I think, is 1 brick tall. I'm almost positive of this. It's like kind of oddly wide, so it doesn't usually get put in the context of brick arithmetic. And then maybe I could do something like this is looking less and less good the more I tinker with it. But maybe like there's a way to make this work somehow. Maybe instead I use like this. I'm just trying to reset this thing's angling. Is that a little too big? Does the tiara not go over it? Okay. Scratch that. Make him less back heavy. Maybe move the head out toward the front. I don't know if that alleviates the back problem though. Like let's say that let's get rid of these studs. So let's say that instead of like this resting on like a 1x2 jumper, it rests on like a 2x2 jumper. Right, so it's out front a bit, and this obviously looks ugly, so it wouldn't be quite done like this. Like I don't think that really alleviates the issue, because now this open space right here is even more like kind of jarring, I think. There's no like cone here. So I think it looks better like this. This open space is still weird though. The minifig head is a little bulky, but again, who said we can't just go back to a cylinder? So we could maybe do this and like even more cones, which is not bad. Or go for something a little smaller, like these. You know, that's, I think, not bad. There's some really crazy stuff I could probably do. If I could get some bars on that area, then I could use minifig hands, because I just saw there's like one vendor in the US selling a ton of sand green minifig hands for like an affordable price. Like I think like 20 cents each. So I could feasibly use a couple for the back here. I don't know if this is perfect. Maybe I even just go with like a rudimentary kind of cheese slope thing. You know, 1 and 1. I think this is not bad. So I kind of like this idea. And then basically all that, you know, that actually looks pretty good. Huh. And basically where that brings us is how to make the front look a little better, because the legs are a little too wide. So okay, so let's start deleting things. If I need them, I'll grab them. There is a point at which I stop checking if pieces are available in sand green, but I think I need not worry. I think I mostly used pieces that are fair game. And this I'm going to hold on to, because again, this totally looks like Rhydon's head. So we're building Rhydon soon. Like expect that in a video sometime. And I like to keep my videos kind of themed, so Rhydon, like I'll try and build some other Kanto things and like stick Rhydon with it. Maybe I'll do like Golem because of Rock type. Maybe I'll do like Gyarados just to have some Kanto Pokemon. It's cool. I said at the beginning of the stream that Gyarados is one that I would like to build. So okay, so black marking. So the legs. Now that we've like built out a lot of this, the arms look like a little skinny. Well, they're always a little skinny. This still looks a little bulky. This like off to the side here, and this could use a little beefing up. Especially with the black markings. If there were any way for me to do that, that'd be like pretty dope. So, I don't know. It looks pretty good. Like, if I called it as done, I think it would be decent Tyranitar. You know, I think most people would look at it and go, yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's about as good as Dragonite turned out. Dragonite, I think, is maybe a little more nah, they're about as recognizable. Like, both had, like, issues due to certain limitations. Dragonite more so was constrained by the number of, like, the parts I had access to. Because with the Statue of Liberty set that came out, and like some of the Ninjago stuff that was out recently, like Sand Green got so many pieces. Like this is not possible for me to build 2 years ago. You know, this, let alone like 4 years ago or 5 years ago when I first thought about it. Like it is not possible. Like the Sand Green pieces that were available were like basic plates and like hands and like cheese slopes, I think. Pretty sure I had cheese slopes. So it was going to be like some kind of poorly color scheming mess if I had done it then, which is why I never did. I don't know. I'll call that. I do want to have dinner soon, so I'll probably cut stream. I was kind of thinking I would stream longer, but that's also because I kind of thought I would start earlier than I did. Blue plates on the belly? Oh, like as a... What do you mean by that? Like over this? Because like with the grill, I think it looks fine. Although I need to handle like some kind of... I'd like to have other things hang out more. Unless I just like straight up did this in blue. How would that look? Well, some of this I think is not feasible. I'd have to toy around. Some of this might not be like feasible otherwise. I don't know. What exactly did you mean by your suggestion? Anyways, I'm kind of hinting at the fact that I'm going to cut stream pretty soon. But before I go, there's still like 10 of you here. I do want to ask a question. Oh, there's like 5 of you here. Well, I'll ask a question to a few of you. I mentioned like Lego Fortnite in the title, and no one really said anything about it in the chat. So I don't know. I'll read over. I'll write down people's suggestions because people suggested a lot of stuff early on, and it was hard to follow it all. Would you be interested at all in like Lego Fortnite, or just no? Because no one said anything about it, despite it being in the title. And I realize Fortnite is like very popular, especially with like my audience. Or like I guess my audience is like the target demographic. Like you build stuff, and it's kind of cartoony and like, you know, like do people play Fortnite? Would you want to see Lego Fortnite builds? And I wouldn't do guns. I would do like the battle bus or like locations. Maybe I could even try and make like skins into like minifigures or like medi figures. I don't know. So tell me your thoughts on that, if you're still around. And other than that, thank you to everyone who came out. And I'll see you guys next time, I guess. I probably will. I'll probably stream soon again, but I don't know exactly when. So, like I said, thanks. I'm gonna order the pieces for Tyranitar pretty soon. Gonna try and stick it in with the bold. One particular like it, others could enjoy. Okay, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll stick to Pokemon for a while, unless like people start commenting on it and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some other Pokemon done, and then order the pieces for them and make a video on it soon. Maybe I'll try and put together some kind of Pokemon or just some kind of miscellaneous build from things I have. Lego Ho-Oh. I'll keep that in mind. I'm going to write down everyone's suggestion because people requested a lot of stuff this stream. I'm going to write them all down, count it up, and perhaps, yeah, there's a bunch of legendaries people want me to do. I think the most requested legendaries right now are Dialga and Palkia. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But Dialga and Palkia are the most popular legendary requests I get. So probably if I would do one, it would be those first. And then I would worry about other legendaries. Ho-Oh would be like I'm sure it could be really cool. It'd be a hard one. And if I did Ho-Oh, I would probably do Lugia in the same video. Unless Ho-Oh is like a big, elaborate build. Like some of mine, like I think Groudon and Rayquaza were each like their own video, because that was like a 15-minute build. But I might do Ho-Oh and Lugia as like one. Maybe be on the lookout for that in like the future. Might stream it. So like I said, thank you to those who came. I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna eat dinner. And peace out, everyone.